Honorable Chairman of the Global Peace Foundation, Dr. Hyun-Jin Moon, Honorable former President of the Philippines, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Honorable former President of Guatemala, Benicio Cerezo, Honorable former President of Panama, Nicolas Adrito Barreta, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to have been asked to give this speech today at the opening plenary of the Global Peace Foundation Forum in front of such distinguished guests from all over the world. Having witnessed some of the great work done in the 2015 Seoul Forum, I'm delighted to see you again here in the beautiful city of Manila. As always, the Global Peace Foundation is actively working to spread peace throughout the world while continuing to support the needs of the poor and the socially neglected classes. In particular, I would like to thank the Foundation for carrying out various projects to promote the peaceful reunification of the divided Korean Peninsula. During the 2015 Seoul Forum, we had very productive and instructive discussions about the peaceful reunification and economic development of the Koreas. I hope the Manila Forum will also provide a good opportunity to have many fruitful discussions on the direction of reform, economic development, and social justice, the establishment of peaceful regime, and the free movement of capital. Above all, I'd like to thank the government of the Philippines for assisting in the organization of this important forum. The Philippines, with its strategic location, economic growth rate of over 6%, abundant natural resources, and outstanding manpower resources, is a future Asian powerhouse. Current President Duterte's dynamic leadership in such areas as anti-corruption and structural reform is leading to an increase in both domestic and international confidence. The Philippines and South Korea have had strong diplomatic ties since they established diplomatic relations in 1949, with the Philippines showing its strong commitment to Korea by sending brave soldiers during the Korean War under the auspices of a UN resolution to protect peace and freedom in the Korean Peninsula. Since then, the two nations have closely worked together in various fields, including economic, diplomatic, and cultural. The Asia is the home of 60% of the world's population and the birthplace of many of its greatest civilizations. Economically, it has become a significant engine that rapidly overcame the economic crisis of the late 1990s and is impressively contributing to the stability of global trade and finance since the meltdown of 2008. The Asian Development Bank predicts the economic growth rate of countries in Asia will reach 5.7% this year, maintaining growth rates from last year. By 2050, Asia will account for more than 50% of the global economy, and it will serve as a growth engine for the global economy as a whole. I believe the Global Peace Foundation will play an important role in the economic development of Asia and the maintenance of peace in the region. Until the early 1960s, South Korea remained one of the poorest countries on earth. However, South Korea have overcome all kinds of difficulties and is now leaping into a developed country, even under the harsh condition of a divided nation. And the South Korean people will never forget the warmth of international economic cooperation and support that assisted us so greatly in the exemplary development of South Korea's economic society. South Korea has received $12.8 billion in aid from the international community, and this aid became the cornerstone for the advanced industrialization in Korea today. Thankfully, in 2010, Korea was able to join the OECD Development Assistance Committee, which makes us proud to be the first and the only country to transition from a recipient of aid to a donor country. Just as there is no unwavering flower, South Korea is developing into a country that plays a proactive and positive role in the international community. Our society could have developed through constant, sometimes turbulent, reform and innovation. In the midst of the Asian economic crisis of the late 1990s, Korea was brought close to a national bankruptcy. And as a governmental official at the time, I had experienced a real and vivid case how Korea overcame the economic crisis in the most exemplary way with the support from the cooperation with the international community such as ADB, IMF, and IBRD. In this process of carrying over crisis, the government and the people realized the structural problems of the Korean economy, and the government aggressively introduced the structural reforms required of our financial system and corporate governance. As a result of these constant reforms, our economic and social system could be improved one step further. One of the greatest threats facing not only the Korean Peninsula, but Asia and the world is the ongoing development of nuclear weapons in North Korea over the last 20 years. As Korea and the international community continue to persuade Pyongyang to abandon its nuclear program and rejoin the international community, South Korea and the rest of the world will assist in the opening and the development of a peaceful North Korean society. The Korean people will make every effort to ensure that the Korean Peninsula become a regional center of peace in Asia rather than a dangerous area of the regional conflict. The reunification of the Korea will not only be important to the Korean Peninsula, but it will be a historical event that contributes to the peace and prosperity of its regional neighbors and all over the world. As such, the Korean government and people wish to share our vision of a successful journey of peaceful reunification with the international community. We know that the Cold War era was consolidated in Europe since 1949 when Germany was divided. But Europe is moving towards one Europe after the reunification of a divided Germany. We hope to see the same process happen here after a Korean reunification. When the North Korea nuclear issue disappears and the permanent peace regime is established, Korean Peninsula will provide new markets and opportunities for further development in East Asia as well as the whole of Eurasia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give a special thanks to all of you again for attending today's important event hosted by the Global Peace Foundation. Although our time together is not enough, I sincerely hope we are able to deeply discuss various reform as well as measures for economic and social development in the spirit of friendship and cooperation. Furthermore, I politely request that you share some of your wisdom and great depth of knowledge towards the development of the peaceful unification of the Korean Peninsula. I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much once again, Honorable Kim Jin Pyo. We appreciate very much his remarks and insights about